Be going live soon. All right. So I asked um, Ruchita about what she sees a resume as. Being a Microsoft recruiter with a 5 years experience, I asked her, okay, what do you see resume as? Now, why is a resume so important? What should a resume look like? And what recruiters look for in resume? Then examples of a good and bad resume. Then what are the steps required in creating an
Hi,
irresistible
Emmanuel. I
resume?
hope you're doing well. Well, I thought I'll probably record the video quickly.
All right. So we'll be watching her at the moment, and then we are going to go speedily. All right, keep dropping where you are calling in from, the states, and the location. Very, very crucial. All right, I could also see many people via the comment section. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep dropping. Okay, and we are about to go in three, two, one.
I hope you're doing well. Well, I thought I'll probably record the video quickly and send it across to you. So this is my version of whatever the questions that you have given me. I'll try and answer most. And for those of the questions that I cannot answer or I'm not able to provide, relevant information, there are some YouTube videos that I have created. I would recommend that you go through that and you'll get all of the information that you need. Alright, so I'll start. I'll quickly introduce myself and then I'll get into the video. So hi everyone, my name is Ruchita and I am a recruiter with Microsoft. I have been a recruiter for about 9 years now, which means that I interact with the student community and with job seekers almost on a daily basis. I am actually an Indian, which means I'm based out of India right now. And I do hope wherever you're watching this video from, you're safe and sound and your family is safe and sound as well. So let me quickly get into the questions that I have, Emmanuel has identified for me. And the first question which he has asked me is, what exactly is a resume? Now, this is a very interesting question, and a lot of people tend to ignore the power of the resume. They feel that resume is just a lottery ticket for them to get into, or get them an interview with an organization. And a lot of people are wrong there. The way you treat your resume is very essential in the way you will be able to land a job, in the long run. So make sure that a resume is basically a way of you sharing all of the information which is required in with regards to your career aspirations, with regards to all of your past experiences, and how you are able to channelize that into basically sharing that with the person who's going to read that. And one of the things which is more than essential is how are you able to create spectacular resumes. Now, one of the questions that I get from a lot of people is, how do we make a resume pop? And there has been some research in this, in this field where, which means that whatever they read is just for 7 seconds, and in that 7 seconds you can either make an impression or you can break your impression, and you can just discard your resume. So it's very important that a resume basically acts as a bridge between you and that dream job. The next question is, why is it so important? I think I already covered it, but a resume is the first step that you can take in in the direction where you want to be. So for example, if you have a dream job, and I'm just giving an example, say if it is Microsoft, how is it that you want to show up in front of a recruiter at Microsoft? Do you put your best foot forward, or do you, kind of dilly-dally and you're like, that's fine, I don't need a fancy resume, I'll just do it on the basis of my skill. But how does a recruiter assess your skill without meeting you, right? So a resume acts as a bridge between you as a person and between the recruiter. And the best way that you can actually put your best foot forward is through a resume. Okay, so the next question is very interesting. What should a resume look like? Now, I have done a couple of videos on this as well, and I get a lot of resumes to review almost on a daily basis. And the best resumes that I go through are the ones that are short, that are crisp, and that are impactful. You do not need long resumes to make an impact on anybody. A resume which is one page long is a great resume to have, especially for people or students who are just starting out in their careers. Now, a lot of students tend to, write a lot. They write paragraphs when it comes to their resume, and there is a thumb rule, which is that 0 to 10 years of experience should only stick on one page of resume, and that's actually true. My resume, I have 9 years of experience. I have a one-pager resume. I think I will finally progress into page 2 now, because I have 9 years, so I think I've earned it. But anything lesser than that, make sure that you only stick to one page only. So what are the things that a recruiter looks in a resume? This is a very interesting one and one of my favorites. For me, there are two things I look into a resume. The first is the experience that they carry, and how have they defined their experience. Now, a lot of people write a lot, and they write too much. But they forget to actually talk about the impact of their work. So, for example, if someone has developed a software, they have covered everything from a technical standpoint, but there's no impact mentioned on it. And that really bothers me, because as a recruiter, I'm not able to see the impact of their work. So it's always important when you're explaining your experience, whatever is the experience, make sure that you talk about the work, define the work beautifully, but also make sure that you talk about the impact, because impact matters. Organizations want to see what is the impact that you bring into their organization, and it's essential. So impact can be in the form of maybe percentages, numbers, volumes. Say for example, you developed a website. How many people visited that website? What does that website do? What does it cater to? What is the demographics that it's catering to? When was this website created? Say you created a website in COVID times. So it's a great impact story, and recruiters would love it. So make sure that you always have a balance between how you define your work and how you define the impact of that work. The second and the most important thing for me personally is the achievements. What exactly has a person achieved in their lives? And again, students tend to write a lot. They write paragraphs when it comes to this. The thumb rule here is that you need to stick to 3 years, the last 3 years of your life, and only the last 3 years of your life. You don't have to go into your school times, into the times when you were probably participated somewhere in your 3rd or 4th grade. No. Just imagine what would a recruiter likely read when they're reading your achievements, and how can that achievement help the organization be better. So always stick to the last 3 years of your life and the first 3 positions of whatever you have done from an achievement standpoint. The last question is very interesting. What example of a bad resume versus a good resume? Now there are varieties of resume, and I've been through a lot. But I think for me, the first thing that really I don't like it very much is when there are grammatical errors in the resume. And a lot of students tend to not check that. There are a bunch of apps that you can use to make sure that there are minimal grammatical errors in your resume, and you can do that through one of the apps that I use quite frequently is the Grammarly. So make sure that whenever your resume is finely drafted, you put it through that Grammarly app, and it will help you to catch the common grammatical errors that you can make. while drafting anything. So that's number one for me. Number two is when you know there is a lot on the resume page. So there is this one page and it's completely packed. Don't do that, because what happens is a recruiter has 7 seconds, and if you kind of clutter it too much, they will not be able to go through it in a nice way. They will skip, or they'll feel overwhelmed looking at the resume. So make sure that you don't do that. Try and keep it fairly easy. Have some enough breathing space on your resume, and you should be sorted. If you have any other questions, feel free to go through my YouTube channel. I've done a bunch of videos there. I'm sure it will help you. With that, I'm going to wrap up. All the best. Thanks so much for this great opportunity, and I hope that my content helps people. Take care. Bye.
All right. That's really an awesome one. Appreciation to Ruchita for that. And let me know how interesting that is to you via the comment box. So in the ratio of 1 to 5, how did you get that? Okay, now we'll be moving to questions, and after which we'll be moving to resume review before the questions. So if you want your resume to be reviewed live, I will be typing a link in the comment section. So do well, fill the form, and straight away we'll have the resume reviewed. All right. So I'm going to show you a practical example of all that has been said so far. If you remember, the first thing which was said is having a consistent font. What does this mean? This means across your resume, when you are using Time New Roman, let it be consistent. Don't use Common Sun and other fonts together. And the next was spacing. Spacing is very crucial in resume. And this happened with students, recent graduates, and then job seekers who have lots of internship. For example, I was speaking in the FANG recruitment house in Clubhouse alongside with my friends and recruiter, and the question pops up saying, "Oh, how do we space our resume? Which font should we use, and how do we ensure it is error free?" And spacing your resume, the ideal number is between font 11 and font 12. And this is very crucial. So once you have lots of internship, please ensure it is concise, because your resume is your sales document. It is very concise, it is well targeted to the job role, and then straight to the point. Okay, I'm going to show you my resume from 4 years ago and then currently. What happened between that period and now? Okay, 4 years ago, I had quite a good resume. Yeah, but it's 7 page long. So I'm sharing my screen now. Now I use this resume to apply for 200 plus companies, and sincerely, not even one get in touch with me. I was rejected all through, and it was very, very painful. But the question is, what was I actually very wrong? And this is the question you need to ask yourself. Okay, if my resume is not working, then what could be wrong? Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? So the resume had basic details, career objective. The question is, which recruiter looks at career objective today? Why is it adding value? So anything which is not adding value should be wiped off. Now, personal details, gender, date of birth, marital status. Come on, recruiter don't need this, as these details are not important and doesn't guarantee you getting a job. They don't want to know where you live. They don't want to know where you are baited from and others. And the next, education. Up through my primary school to my university, that was bad. Yeah. The major stuff of this is just put in your tertiary institution degree. For example, your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, your PhD degree. Those are very important. Then working experience. Now you can see Sycamore Church UK. Okay, the website was built for Sycamore at London. I was writing a resume like a job description. So ensure your resume isn't a job description. So one major metrics which you use is the star or the car method of writing resume. So you can see this is 8 page long and it was L, and actually I was rejected. And why was this? Because a recruiter won't have the time to read an 8 page resume. You had me right. A recruiter won't have the time and the effort to read an 8 page resume. So what did I do differently? Okay, I'm going to tell you that soon. Sharing my screen. All right. Okay. Now, this is my resume currently. Just a 1 page resume. Now, the major details of the resume, which are concise, is your name, your phone number, your contact details, that is your email, and your portfolio. As you can see, LinkedIn is my portfolio here. And then your location. Is this really important? If you're applying for a job within your territory, for example, for a company close to your address, put in your location. But when you are targeting for a job outside your geographical location, ensure you remove your location. Let the recruiters find out. Now, the next is using the car method. The car method simply means the context, the achievement, and then the result. For example, during my stay at Bitnob, with the help of the team, boosted revenue to 2 million organically through community engagement and more informed. That's concise. Number one, I talk about the situation, I talk about the tasks, I talk about the achievement, and then the results. Now, why at TechBridge increase email subscribers from 1,000 to 10,000? That is 900% through paid advertisement, email marketing, copywriting that added $8,000 to the organization. Now, these are the things you should talk about. The educational sector, just brief. Okay, my tertiary institution only. And one other section of the resume, which is very crucial. Who is this calling? Hello, am I still audible?
We
We
lost you
lost you
for.
for.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes.
So one section of the
Voice
resume.
now.
Okay, awesome. One section of the resume, which is very crucial, is your activity and leadership. Why? We posted a research on our blog on what companies are looking for, the top 10 companies globally. And one thing which was drafted out from the research is they seek for leadership skill. Okay, have you led a team? Have you been able to work with a team? And then how did it go? Now, the leadership is very important, and then additional information can contain your technical skill and even many more. But remember this, ensure your resume is one page and it follow the context, the achievements, and then the results. Talk about the situation. Okay, what tasks were you given? Talk about the achievements. Okay, what were you able to do? And the results. What results were you able to drive as a result of your action? And this is very crucial in writing a resume. So at those moments, we will be taking questions. If you have a question, please either type in the chat box or signify, or you can unmute yourself and then ask your question, even as we bring out live resumes to review. Yeah, thank you. So, any questions so far? Okay, if there is none, we'll be going to resume review definitely. All right, let's see what we got. If you are here to fill in your resume, please go to the link and then have it filled.
Well,
Okay, Andrew, go ahead. You want to ask a question, please? Are you Andrew?
yes. Well done for the. Good evening, everyone. Yes, and then well done for the presentation. My question is that I don't know whether I'm late or not, but I did a type of Zoom curriculum that is curriculum effect.
Okay.
We have types in it, or like format. We have many formats.
Okay. Thank you for that. Before joining, the guest which sent a video said that format of a resume is very important. There are ways you structure your resume. For example, if you are a student, it should always start with your contact details, then your education sector, as this shows that, oh, you're a student and you're looking for an internship role. But if you're a grad or a job seeker who is done schooling, or you have skill and ready to resume full time, so your work experience, your professional experience should come first, then your education sector, your leadership, and then technical skill. I hope that answer your question.
Yeah, very well.
Awesome. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So we have a resume which we'll be looking at using the CAR method. And remember, if you are here to fill in your resume and you want it to get reviewed in this section, please kindly fill it through the link which I sent just now in the chat box. All right, so we'll be looking at this resume. And the purpose of this is so you can go back and actually rework on your resume to ensure it will become irresistible and get you the job. So the first is the role. We have result consulting and software engineering. But the question comes in, which is the company? When you put this into an ATS system, it won't come out exactly. Okay, if we should practice that live, just type live in the search box and then I will show you how the ATS system works and how it interprets your resume. So now we have just one there, that is fix backend and mobile apps bug. Now, this is just like a job description. What is expected of you is the context. Okay, what scenario were you able to achieve? For example, fixed the bug in the website that reduce bad reviews by 30% in 1 month. That is using the CAM method. The context, okay, what you did, because then your achievement and then what result did it drive. Okay, now for the first is contribute to Oyoyo app. Now you can put it like this, okay? Um, Contributed to Oyoyo app, which attracted 10,000 downloads in 4 months. Now, this is communicating more value than this. Now, when you send that to a recruiter, he will, he or she will know what you did, what result did he achieve, and then what achievements were you able to drive through that. So let's go to the second, which is Abos Technology Akure Mobile Dev. Now we have UI design and user experience collaboration. Now the better way to interpret this, the better way to place this is converted UI design into the web using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or let's say using Flutter Wave in 2 months. Now that gives a better overview of what you've done. So try to always quantify your work